going on, you guys?
What is up, you guys?
Welcome to episode 49.
49 of Predator News Now.
It's been a pretty slow week, I guess.
It's been a slower week, but let me tell you what, there were a lot of catches. I will say that. I know it's kind of contradictive, but if you guys saw our screen or our thumbnail for today,
there was a lot.
There is a lot.
And there was a couple big catches too.
Yes, they were all incredible. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. But as we said, we are on episode 49. So
yes.
What comes next?
50.
So we decided that we're going to break it up, and episode 50 will start season 3.
Okay, there we go. Season 3.
Season 3.
We're going to have some new changes or what? Add some stuff, take some stuff.
It's going to be a little different, but still the same show that everyone loves.
That's true.
But we are, do you want to let them know?
You let them know.
So we are actually not going to have an episode next week. We're going to be on a week hiatus, prepping for season 3. So we will be back April 24th. And you guys may get us more than one day a week. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I have some good ideas for some segments, some things that we could include that might be a little different, a little fun.
Getting out
and about.
We don't want to spoil too much, but we really appreciate everyone that's been rocking with us.
Yes.
All of our new supporters. It takes a village, and you guys are all amazing.
Yeah. And we got some good news stories here. Happy to share. Getting some recognition.
Yes.
For some different catchers here and there. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Shall we?
We shall.
So the first thing we wanted to mention here was last week we told you we opened up a true crime section.
Yes.
And if you're in our Discord, you may have known that we were going to be working on an episode for someone in the community's mother who was murdered tragically. And the case has gone pretty much cold for 6 years. So we were doing some research trying to figure out if we should make like this video kind of explaining the situation, getting the case out there to bring more awareness.
We were collecting all of the data. We got the 911 call. We were collecting articles, photos. And like Cup said, this is somebody in our community that has definitely been a big supporter of us since the beginning. So we were kind of shocked when we heard about this because they had never said anything. So we wanted to get it out. It has become a cold case. And, you know, it's hard because you want to put out a video, but you don't feel like anything is enough.
Right.
You know, you want to make sure that it's perfect. So luckily,
John Lorden from the Lorden Arts channel, I've been a long follower of his.
Yes.
From the early days of the channel. And he does like kind of these brain scratch episodes where there are cases that are make you kind of scratch your brain like, wait a sec, what's going on with this? And he was actually in a Netflix show or series on this
Cecil Hotel.
Cecil Hotel, yeah, the Elisa Lam story. So that's one of his more popular videos. But he decided to make a video on this case. And we were just so happy and so thrilled to see that.
Yeah, we're so grateful because our audience is 2,000 subs, where his is over 100,000. And his audience is people that, you know, they want to break these cases.
Right.
They want to look into them. So when we found that out, we were just literally belated.
Yeah, and we basically sent all of the information that we were collecting for this case and the video and sent it to him and said, hey, you know what? You could probably use this for your video. And lo and behold, he did release the video, and we encourage you guys to go over there and watch it. Share it if you can.
The main thing that I want people to do is the person that this happened to is Time and Space.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have seen them in a bunch of comments in our Discord. So I just urge you guys to go over to this video, watch it if you will, but leave a nice comment for him, because the way he lost his mother is one of the most horrific things I've heard.
Tragic. Yeah.
So go show support, because it's crucial. It's crucial.
It is. Yeah. Just go leave a comment on the video. But we wanted to play a little clip here, and huge shout out to Lord and Arts here on this video.
This 911 call is going to be released for the first time right here. And I want to give a very big thank you to Predator News Now.
Hey.
They are a subscriber of mine. They've been a subscriber of the Lord and Arts channel for a long time. They are a little bit of a different news channel than we are. They are focused on spreading awareness to the dangers of online grooming, child exploitation, and human trafficking. Of course, I guess we cross a little bit on some of those topics, but it's pretty special when another content creator reaches out and says, hey, I heard that you're working on something. We've done some footwork on it. Here's the materials, please use them and please help this case. And that's exactly what happened here. So I really appreciate Predator News Now for that. I'll also have a link to their channel in the description box down below. Let's go ahead and hear the 911 call.
Oh, Silas County 911, where's your emergency?
South Wisconsin.
Okay, do you have an address?
It's a little apartment.
Okay, so we are going to urge you guys to go over there, listen to the 911 call. It was actually kind of a struggle getting that call.
Yeah, the police were very reluctant in giving it up.
But we're not going to spend too much more time on this because, our channel is about predators. But again, when there is someone in our community that needs support, we all need to pull in together and give that support. So huge shout out to John Lorden, and I really hope that Time and Space gets the closure that him and his family are so deserving of. Yeah,
they're in the this took place in Wisconsin, so just to give you some insight if you're in that area. But yeah, shout out to John on that. Super excited when we saw that video.
Yes.
But the first thing, as you guys,
hold on.
Oh yeah,
did we do the catch count?
No, we're at 468 live catches and 33 for this last week.
Okay. So
Scared me.
I did not get the 500 by episode 49.
No, you didn't,
unfortunately. But I do want to let everyone know that although we are taking a week-long hiatus, we will still be keeping track of every catch. We'll be keeping our Discord active, so don't worry. We'll still be tracking it.
So moving on though, our Facebook, we've been kind of active on there trying to, stay up to date there as well. But there's a new group that's on Facebook, and they caught a teacher in Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania, a gym teacher.
Wow.
And I asked if they had a channel on YouTube. They don't yet. So when they do, we will definitely share it with you guys. But I wanted to share a little clip because it's making its rounds there.
Absolutely.
It's kind of gone viral in the area.
You want to have a conversation
Hello.
with the police, or do you want to talk? No.
Oh, no, no. Get his license plate. Get his license plate. We got your license plate, sir. Yep.
He's
We'll
running.
follow you to your house.
Running.
Bro, we live in the same neighborhood. We live in the same neighborhood. EPC, Erie Predator Catchers. Y'all see him? I told you. Look at him run, y'all. Look at him run. Hey, this man's here to meet a 15-year-old girl.
What a coward.
Yeah, so he ran off. He's a gym teacher, coincidentally.
Do you know how sickening that is, that we're sending our children to school and he's, okay, now bend over and touch the ground.
Right.
Makes me sick, and I'm so grateful that this group exposed him, and I hope that they make a YouTube channel. You guys know we'll definitely share that.
Yeah, and the public school system in Erie said they are aware of a video circulating on social media, and officials with Erie Public Schools tell Erie News Now that a video reportedly involving a teacher that is circulating on social media has been brought to their attention, and they are investigating it. There's no charges yet filed for this guy, but being that it's been, quite the commotion in that area, I'm sure that they'll file something.
Absolutely. And can I just say Erie News Now?
I know. They're
is that our sister company?
channel?
Yes.
So shout out to Erie Predator Catchers, and we will keep you up to date with their channel when they launch it on YouTube. Join our Discord because you'll find out first there. We always share everything there. Moving on over to Nat Going Bananas. She did her first solo catch.
Yes, and a lot of you guys will recognize her name from the comment section. She's a mod in multiple catchers channels, and she's even done catches because she's a decoy. She's even done catches with Musa, PP Mass, and I think even more, honestly.
Yeah, CPP.
But just this year, I know that she's done collabs with them, but she more so stays behind the scenes. Well, now she is kind of flourishing, coming out, and we have had, I believe, 2 catches this last week that she has uploaded, and we want to urge you guys to go subscribe and check them out.
Yeah, she uploaded this one. This was her first one, this guy.
Felony? Do you know if someone is convicted of that felony under the criminal code of the state of New Jersey, what the penalty would be? No. Listen.
That's not friends.
But that, you...
That guy.
You know what I like about her is I feel like when a lot of predator catchers start, they're kind of scared to up their voice, maybe make a disturbance in the community. Let me tell you what, I don't want to ruin it, but she went chasing after that car. Yeah. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, so everyone definitely knew what he was out there doing.
Mm-hmm. Shame on you.
So shout out Nat Going Bananas for Pedos, I think her name is now.
Nat Going Bananas on Pedos.
Oh, on Pedos.
Yeah.
But we definitely appreciate your work.
Yeah, speaking of Nat, she did the decoy work here for the CPP catch when they were in Atlantic City.
Yeah, way back.
A long time ago.
Way back in the day.
But yeah, so she did the decoy work for this, and he pled guilty recently, April 2nd. So Atlantic County recovery leader pleads guilty in child luring case.
Good for her.
So that was her first conviction.
Damn, that's
her first premiere and her first conviction in the same day.
And see how long that takes? I mean, that catch was over a year ago. So
yeah, this catch was in June 2021. So we're, 10 months?
Yeah. So let's get a round of applause for Nat Going Bananas.
Yeah, shout out to Nat. So yeah, I guess he's now free pending his sentence on May 13th, and he faces 3-year suspended sentence, meaning he will likely not do any further jail time unless he violates his probation. But he will be a registered sex offender and will have a lifetime oversight.
And let me tell you what, if he has not learned his lesson, they will find him again.
And unfortunately, we see it all the time.
Right.
They are definitely back on the apps looking. So shout out to you guys on that. Next up here, CC Unit. We took this picture because we were just. You guys can't even.
For me.
They can't see it. Let me see if I can zoom out.
So, not only was every cop out there, but you guys, for the first time, I think since at least we've had this channel since I've been in the community, there was helicopter coverage.
Yeah, they were cruising up top. You can see it. We captured this picture because it had, if you just look, all the cop cars, the undercover cars, you got the helicopter. This is the response that we'd like to see.
Absolutely.
We don't want the cop showing up being like, well, what do you want me to do? Yeah. Well, these guys showed up and they got his ass.
Yes, they did.
So we just thought it was kind of cool.
Definitely notable.
And then moving on to CC Unit, he had a collab with Arizona Predator Prevention just 2 days ago, yesterday?
Yep. And let me tell you what, it caused a uproar. Uproar. There was a bunch. It was very controversy. You guys know. You guys know I always say it like that. Basically, we'll link the catch below, but long story short, it was this 23-year-old. He was on drugs. He was literally, it was just a really sad situation, but is where it got a little iffy was do you want to actually?
I have a clip here.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. Let's play that.
That's where you said you lived, and we already found out you don't. multiple lies going on. But we could get past that.
Do you want to get help for what you're doing here today? Because we were trying to help you out here.
Can you please leave? I gave you a warning.
You know what the warning you need, mister?
Okay, so Ghost did something that we never really see ever. And he kind of had his heartstrings pulled on. I think seeing this guy was terribly
just in a sad state.
It was just a really sad state. I mean, it damn near looks like that's like a dead body right there.
Right.
And Ghost is actually the same age. So something resonated with him where he was just like, this is really sad. I want to take him out of this situation. I want to take him to get food and maybe take him to a rehab or something. But Arizona Predator Prevention was like, no, this guy has been talking to multiple underage. I believe he's even on the registry. Is he?
Yeah, I don't know if he is or not.
Just a really bad person. So they ended up, CC unit ended up taking him to get food, and APP made the executive decision to call the cops, get him arrested.
And he was arrested. He ended up getting arrested for explicit photos to a minor and arranging to meet a minor, and that was in Blythe, California.
Yeah, and a lot of people were disappointed in Ghost because they felt, you know, from what I was seeing, it was like you're protecting a pedo, you're sympathizing, you're taking a pedo out to eat, you're being sympathetic. And I really can't comment on it because it wasn't my catch. I was not there.
Right.
But, you know, I have heard multiple catchers say when you're there in the moment and you're actually seeing that person eye to eye and they're like looking into your soul, sometimes you're like, damn, this is really sad.
Right.
But you just got to remind yourself, like, this guy is a sicko.
Well,
you know,
we were also thinking perhaps they didn't know exactly where they were because they were in the middle of like a field or something.
Right.
So to get the cops to respond to a location, they took him to like a restaurant that's in the city.
That's
maybe.
what we were thinking.
Who knows? I don't really know for sure.
But I want to give a huge shout out. I love Ghost. There's really nothing that he could do to ever make me stop supporting him. Yeah, we love him. But I want to give a really big shout out to APP, who this was her first time collabing with Ghost.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that she put her foot down and reminded Ghost, hey, you know, I know this is tough, but this is what we need to do.
Yep.
So shout out to them.
to APP and CC unit. And then we had an interesting clip here shown on Creeps One, and if you're not a follower on his channel, he posts a lot of crazy videos. But this was actually a video from Pedo Snatcher, so-called Pedo Snatcher, and we talked about him last week's episode, Whiskey Nick. But this is very rare that you see.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, let me pause this. It's rare that you see a catcher putting someone under like citizen's arrest.
It's really rare. We see a lot of them talking about doing it, but we don't see it.
Yeah, so take a look at this.
By the way, that music is theirs.
Yes.
Pero aquí, ¿cómo se llama? Salía de 18. ¿Tienes armas? No, yo no soy delincuente, soy trabajador de construcción.
Okay.
Look at that. Is that zip ties?
So they literally put him under citizen's arrest and waited until the police came, and the police took over from there. But a very, very rare situation, I'd say. But we wanted to show this because not only did they do it, but UKPP2, he made a video explaining some laws on, you know, different states and whether or not you can citizens arrest people and what the law states.
However, I do want to go into this. First off, huge thank you, shout out, hats off to UKPP2. The amount of time that this had to have taken him. And again, he's in the UK, so he's having to get familiar with not only the US, but literally each state. So this took so much time, and I know the catchers really have appreciated it. But we do want to say we're not lawyers.
This isn't legal advice.
This is not legal advice. So please do not read this and then say, okay, well, I can do this or this.
PNN said I could arrest you.
Right. Definitely don't do that. But it is cool to read through and see maybe what your state does allow.
Yeah,
doesn't allow.
and to do your own research as well on these, statutes that are posted on this document. But if you go down, it has every state, and on the right side, it has the law regarding citizens' arrest. So, I mean, if you wanted to take a look at that and see if it's applicable in your area, or if you could maybe do that.
Yeah,
if
you're a catcher, I think it's a really cool document to have.
100%.
So thank you, UKPP2.
And then moving over, Alex had an arrest and made the news, and we just wanted to show it. He's a sex offender already, no surprise there. But it says a sex offender was arrested after a sting by an online predator hunting group, according to court papers. Alex Rosen of the online vigilante group Predator Poachers contacted this police department to report alleged attempt child exploitation. And yeah, he was previously already convicted for 2015, in which he sexually assaulted a 15-year-old deaf girl.
Oh my God.
Like, you got to be some type of sick.
Like, why was he let out?
Right.
And they better not let him out now.
Yeah, he needs a harsher punishment.
My rule in life is you fool me once, shame on me. You fool me twice, shame on you. Or wait, is it backwards?
No, it's not backwards. Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Fuck the peace signs. Load the chopper and let it rain on you.
Yeah, so this guy needs to definitely be locked away. So we'll have to follow up with that. This is a really new article here from the 7th. But nonetheless, great job. And speaking of Alex, he was in Oklahoma the last couple days, this last week, and they did 3 catches, but 2 were with Oklahoma Predator Prevention.
Mm-hmm.
And I think both of those catches were really, really solid.
Really solid.
And
law enforcement thought that they were also really solid.
Yeah, it ended in 2 arrests, so they were 2 for 2 in Oklahoma. You got the guy on the left, Ryan Humphrey, 54. He was charged with lewd or indecent proposals or acts to a child and facilitate sexual conduct with a minor. So 2 charges on him. And then on the right, you got Sylvester Prince Jr., 46, who was charged with facilitating sexual conduct with a minor.
Wow. They just look so disgusting.
Yeah.
Which is like, I need to get a different word because disgusting is just too overplayed and it doesn't even describe a quarter of how gross these men are. So
yeah, they were despicable.
I hope they rot in hell, and I'm happy that they were not only confronted by Alex, but also OPP, who has been really, really active again.
OPP has been very active, and speaking of very active, this Air Force catch that we showed you guys on a previous episode, he was actually arrested recently.
And that was also OPP.
That was OPP, yeah.
Caught about 3 weeks ago.
We got a news clip here.
Police are looking to arrest an Air Force reservist accused of trying to meet up with who he thought was a minor for sex.
And cameras were rolling when he was caught. News 9's Angelicia Bruton shows us what happened when the man was confronted.
Police say 22-year-old Jason Burdett made plans to meet up with a 15-year-old girl for sex last month in Del City. When he got to where they were supposed to meet, he realized he was actually talking to a member of a group that tracks online predators. Jason Burdett waited in a McDonald's parking lot for his meetup with a 15-year-old girl. To his surprise, Russell Goodwin with Oklahoma Predator Prevention knocked on his window.
Come on in here and have a chat with me, please.
Goodwin says Burdett sent several sexually explicit messages to one of his decoys over a span of a few weeks.
We drop our age, second message on every single decoy. We never initiate conversation with nobody.
Burdett walks into McDonald's fully dressed in his Air Force uniform.
I honestly felt like that was a disgrace to our country, to our servicemen in uniforms.
Goodwin believes the Air Force reservist had no remorse.
Is there any way to make this go away?
Well, what would have happened if there was a child here?
In the video, Burdett says he had a lot to lose. To make sure this doesn't happen again, OPP insists Burdett to call his first sergeant.
Hey, First Sergeant, this is Airman Burdett.
In walking distance was the Del City Police Department. An arrest warrant says police were made aware by the Air Force. The warrant states the conversations quickly turned sexual in nature, and that Burdett was told she was 15 several times during their conversation. He also admitted to contacting 3 other minors.
I would shake your hand as being a member to our service, but like I said, I don't shake predators' hands.
Right, yep.
So yeah, they put out the arrest warrant, and just recently he was arrested and posted bail, but he had 1 count of sexual battery.
Ooh. And let me tell you what, you guys, just the disrespect. We see a lot of people that are in military or, you know, Navy, Army, whatever.
Police.
Yeah, and it's like the audacity to wear your uniform that you serve our fucking country for, coming to meet a little girl. Like, send him off forever.
Guantanamo Bay.
So great job, OPP.
Yeah, shout out to OPP making moves out there.
And the law enforcement.
And then PvP had an interesting catch the other day.
When does he not?
Right. Well, we made this GIF when he was spit on, and we just wanted to share it because we thought it was funny.
Yes, and I do want to, for anyone that has not seen it, PvP did not spit on the predator. A citizen that was just walking by heard what was going on and proceeded to spit a couple of times on the predator. Yeah. And I really have no comment.
He was like, what the fuck, man?
You know?
No comment.
They deserve it. Is it considered assault? Technically, but this son of a bitch deserved it.
Oh, yeah. And then moving over out in Ohio, DAP had an article posted about them, and it seemed kind of like a hit piece on the group.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it says dads pose as children online to shame suspected sex predators in Cleveland.
What? To shame? Okay, hit play.
Well, they call themselves Dads Against Sex Predators, protecting kids and taking the law into their own hands.
That's right. Officials say they've seen the group make more videos in the Cleveland area recently, leaving some to ask, rather uncomfortably, if this group is actually doing more harm than good.
Our Hannah Catlett investigates in tonight's special report.
Excuse me, everybody. This man's here to meet a 13-year-old boy.
Videos posted to YouTube.
This man right here is here to meet a 13-year-old boy.
Show a concerning movement gaining popularity in the Cleveland area.
Hey, why do you like little boys?
They call themselves Dads Against Predators.
You're a child predator.
The group is posting new catches, as they refer to them, every few weeks.
We've done this over 100 times.
The dads pose as kids on dating sites and then set up meetings with older men they say are looking for sex.
Let's have a talk about what you're doing here, buddy.
This video here taken at the Walmart in the Steelyard Commons.
What's up, brother?
And this one starts in the Hannah building and takes viewers through Playhouse Square.
This man's here to meet a 13-year-old boy.
I remember
We're
that.
ignoring the accused because they've not been charged or convicted of a crime.
They're judge and jury on the street here.
Everybody knows gonna see this.
And that's the problem with this whole idea, according to Cuyahoga County prosecutors.
I beg to
We want
differ.
these groups to just stop what they're doing.
Dave Fratteri is the commander of the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
We wouldn't treat our offenders like this. We wouldn't.
Oh my
harass
God. You
them.
know
We
what?
wouldn't-
Pause this. I don't even want to hear any more of it. It is so pathetic that this is on the news.
Right.
You know what I cannot stand is I wouldn't consider us an actual news channel. This is just our personal channel that we bring news on, but we come with the facts. I hate when news, which is typical news, not doing research and then portraying this story to thousands of people. But I just cannot. I don't want to hear it.
So yeah, it's definitely a hit piece on DAP and the whole movement, actually.
Absolutely.
And this guy's the head of the ICAC, and we already know that there's been probably some internal memos gone out across the nation to not work with the groups and
right.
yada yada.
But at the same time, there's also a ton of ICAC members, forces that are working with some of our catchers.
Right.
So it's like, you know,
it doesn't make sense.
To when it's not public, they're working with us, they're doing things to help the movement. But then the second that it's public facing, we do not condone this. Do not do this. This is pathetic. And the main, it pissed me off. The main thing that he just said that really pissed me off is we would never treat any of our inmates or whatever, our offenders like this. So you're telling me an offender they shouldn't be publicly humiliated?
I mean, what's the difference of FOIA requesting a body cam from an officer showing them arresting this guy?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, they might not, you know, make a joke or here and there, but that's not really the point. The point is, it seems to me that this ICAC officer, agent, whatever, doesn't want the public to know that there is a huge problem with these child predators.
Ding, ding, ding.
It seems like they're trying to minimize the situation and almost save face for them not catching.
Because it makes them look bad of how are we having 15 catches a day across the country.
Right.
And you guys are not stepping in. So
amen.
We'll move on, but definitely didn't enjoy that article.
Well, shout out to DAP.
Yes.
First and foremost. And while we're on DAP, the DAP South Carolina, the professor that was caught, I was looking to see if there was any updates on that, and there hasn't been. So I reached out to the school. Hopefully we'll get a response. They said they can't talk about it when I talked to them last. They said it's an investigation and it's private and da-da-da.
Well, maybe they'll start talking.
Let's hope. Next up, though, oh, wait, I think that's this. Which one's this here? Oh, yeah, this is PCPA, NEPA, and Webb. This was the catch that they did this guy.
Yeah, last weekend.
Caught 3 times. And there's an article here. It says 28-year-old man reportedly tried to meet up with a 14-year-old boy he met online, telling the teen he liked Deep Throat. The teen wasn't real, police say. Instead, 2 men posing as minors online saved the social media exchange and brought them to police after confronting the man in November. Now, Dimitri Christoph Battle of Williamsport is facing numerous sex-related charges for the incident, court records show. And we told you guys last week that Shafiq will be going to court. He will, in fact, be going to court for this. They didn't send anything to Webb on the case, so just Shafiq. And when we hear more from how that went, we'll surely update you guys. But shout out to the state police out there.
Absolutely.
NEPA said they were great.
Yep.
He said they said if you want to work in the future,
nice.
It's a possibility. Just
See, that's what we need more of. That's what we need more of. If you can show your evidence and you can show that you're doing this correctly and law abiding, then we need agencies to start opening up to the fact of working with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shout out to you 3 on that. And then some big news here. Courtney Elizabeth, I know you guys have seen this, but the sheriff's officer, the deputy that they caught, last week?
Not the correctional officer.
Not that. No, but the sheriff's deputy that worked in the jail. He was caught, he was fired, and then arrested. And that's kind of the transition I like to hear and see.
Absolutely.
But this is making its rounds and it's kind of gone viral in the area.
Yeah.
We even had a couple people reach out to us as PNN privately in messages saying that they went to school with this guy. It's no surprise.
Oh my God. Yes, you guys.
And we were like, that's crazy. Like the fact that this small town has someone reaching out to us about it,
right,
and not Courtney Elizabeth. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Well, they may have, but we reached out to her on a couple of them. We were like, hey, but anyways, it's absolutely crazy. We're going to talk about this one a little bit later, but can I just say how grateful I am that the police department is not protecting their own?
Well, I would like to say, yes, that's true. But at the same, at the same time, another county stepped in to kind of help facilitate the investigation.
Okay.
Columbia Sheriff Department, Columbia County.
Which is generally kind of what happens when there's someone internally, because you don't want any favoritism.
Exactly. So shout out to Columbia County Sheriff's Department for stepping in and helping, because I think that might have led to the arrest because, like you said, they might have,
hush under the rug.
But they made the news here. Exclusive video shows conversation that contributed to Marquette County deputies firing an arrest. And I want to say this is the first time that Courtney has got like a big news story.
Yes.
So shout out to Courtney and Chris.
New video obtained exclusively by NBC 15 shows the conversation that cost a Marquette County deputy his job and landed him in jail.
Travis Biddleman admits on camera in a video streamed live on YouTube, he thought he was meeting a 14-year-old boy. NBC 15's Marcus Arsvold jumps on this story early yesterday and tracked down the video, which was set to private online.
Now, Marcus, you found the people who recorded it and sat down with them for an exclusive interview to find out how they shine a light on potential predators.
Yes.
Yeah, I spoke with a Columbia County detective today. He confirms the video you're about to see is the same one used to fire and arrest Biddleman. His pickup truck is seen in the video, and the detective confirms Biddleman is the one wearing the Under Armour sweatshirt.
You didn't do anything to a 14-year-old
person? No, you were just asking a lot of inappropriate questions. Would you agree?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more than you should talk to a 14-year-old boy about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess what led you to do it?
Again, it's the underwear fetish.
Do you see how that's inappropriate?
Absolutely inappropriate. Not illegal.
It's not illegal? So do you want to go to the Marquette County Jail and ask the officers there if they think that's illegal? No? And why don't you want to do that if it's not illegal?
Because it's not morally right.
The pair say they met Travis Biddleman on the dating app Grindr. For 2 weeks, they chatted back and forth, pretending to be a 14-year-old boy, eventually agreeing to meet in person.
We knew going in his position and that he could be armed. And I had to play the 14-year-old decoy, believe it or not, just enough to get his attention and think I'm a kid.
After the 30-minute live stream ended, someone tipped off Biddleman's employer, the Marquette County Sheriff's Office. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office was asked to take over, and by the end of the day, Biddleman was behind bars.
It is a little worrisome, though, because he was in law enforcement. But Columbia County is taking this really serious, and they're making me feel very good about the situation.
Courtney Engelke and her video editor, Chris, say after filming, they alerted authorities at Wisconsin Internet Crimes Against Children. The agency is a part of Wisconsin's Department of Justice.
I like to look at us as activists, and we never claim to be or act like, I don't think we act like law enforcement. We don't even make citizens arrests.
She says she's not a vigilante because they are not the ones out there enforcing the law.
Exactly.
The self-proclaimed activists believe they are making the internet safer by getting the predators to talk to them instead, and sometimes get them locked up.
Especially if we get an arrest, it's like, wow, we're doing something really good for Wisconsin, you know?
Engelke sent the video to...
So shout out to Courtney and Chris on this.
Absolutely. They absolutely killed it. And their last 2 catches, you guys, has been a sheriff's deputy and a correctional officer. So there's a lot of corruption everywhere, but I'm really grateful that those 2 are seeding out some of the corruption that's in Wisconsin.
And I'm glad that she made the point about she doesn't think they're vigilantes because they're not enforcing the law.
Absolutely.
Vigilante is, by definition, is when someone takes law into their own hands.
Right.
They're just activists, and they're witnessing something and reporting it. I mean, I don't see I really just don't get why there's such a stigma against this type of...
It's mind-blowing that it's so difficult for people to comprehend.
Right.
You know?
And I'm also curious now if the Madison County, where she was, had all the troubles and the false 911 call or whatever, I'm curious now if they're going to change their tune now that they've seen this and this has been making some headlines.
Well, we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully season 3 of PNN will bring in a lot of good news for that.
So shout out to Courtney and Chris on that. Sicko underwear fetish.
Just pause because we're gonna save that.
Next up, I know you guys remember this one, the whiny pred.
Oh my God, him again. That was this one #1 earlier, about 10 episodes ago.
But the police department released a statement, London Police Division, pandering obscenity arrest. On April 5th, 2022, London police officers arrested Brian K. Pensum, 54, at his residence on one count of pandering obscenity involving a minor and a second-degree felony, and one count of attempted importuning, a fourth-degree felony.
Whoa.
And he was held on $300,000 bond.
Oh my God, that's freaking incredible.
I think that's the second highest I've seen. The first one was what, 500,000 just recently?
Yeah. But this guy, if you guys remember, this was one of the sickest that I have personally seen. His phone was filled, you guys, absolutely filled to the brim with CP. So this is a huge victory. Shout out PCI, PCM.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, and I'm glad the police took that serious up there. London. And then PP Toronto, he started a backup channel, so we just wanted to throw that out there in case you guys want to go follow. He's been doing a couple premieres, I think, on here, dropping some videos. So definitely go shoot him a follow there. 126 subscribers right now. I think it just came out like the other day. So, yeah.
Nice.
And then lastly, Metro Detroit Predator Patrol here. They caught a registered sex offender. No surprise, I guess.
Right.
But this little clip was just kind of funny. I wanted to share it really quick.
Share that.
You're thinking you can't do this.
See how he's doing. I'm not, I didn't,
So wait, you're thinking in your head, I can't do this, but let me see if I can lick his butthole.
No.
That makes a lot of sense, Earl. Think
I'm
about
not saying that.
Earl, but that just
I'm not saying that.
Hey, whoa, hey, Earl.
I'm not saying that. I wanted
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Listen,
bro, Earl needs
you
to chill.
need to pipe it down.
He needs to chill. He got a little
he's just clenching
crazy.
that. He's clenching that Sierra Mist and
Mountain Dew.
Or Canada. No, that's Canada
Mountain
Dry.
Dew.
You guys, is that Canada Dry or Mountain Dew? Okay, that's Mountain Dew.
That's a Mountain Dew. I can tell from the beanie.
Anyways, Earl needs to
Chill. Yeah, so he was actually this is his mugshot here on the record database. Earl Scott Brittingham. But yeah, I wanted to just share this because get his face out there. He was arrested. This was his charge before, criminal sexual conduct in the second degree for a person under 13.
Whoa.
And I don't know any of the details on that, but still, that's just like, whoa.
All I know is that Earl Scott is not getting off scot-free.
No, he is not.
Today.
And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the news. There's a lot of news articles for the catchers.
And I was just thinking, even though we had, that negative article or segment on Dads Against Predators, look at all of the other stories we just covered where the police are stepping in. They are working with them.
Right.
And, it makes me happy.
So shout out to everyone.
Yes. But let's get into our top 5.
Our top 5.
I need to do some vocals.
Number 5 is coming from none other than CPP.
Okay.
And this catch was, it was really good.
Yep. Let's play it.
Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah, this guy was a weirdo.
Right? And then this one bothers me almost the most. Almost. One of my fantasies is to look at your face when you see a cock for the first time.
Oh, hell no.
So this girl's never even seen a penis. And that's a fantasy of yours for a child to see your penis?
When she had said she hadn't,
Oh.
So she made that fantasy for you? That's just fucking, think about that, bro. Read that one, bro. Just you read it. You read it. Read the whole page to me.
You know,
Read the whole page.
We're seeing this more and more where the predator catchers are giving them the chat logs to read off, and I think that that's really good because they need to hear how sick and disgusting they are and read it to another adult.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so this is James. He thought that he was meeting with a 13-year-old girl to have intercourse. He brought condoms. He bought Plan B. And he said that he was even willing to wait 4 years to be in an actual relationship. So he, like a lot of the CP catch, well, like a lot of the catches just everywhere, he fell madly in love with the decoy. The weird thing about this is that, as you can see, he is standing in a hotel room, and this predator is actually from Texas. He came up and he says that he was there visiting family, but I'm pretty sure that he was just there to see the decoy.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
At one point, Tommy says, well, have you seen your family? Do they know that you're here? And he was like, no, they have no idea. So
right.
He came a long ways for that little girl.
A long way.
And we're going to send you guys over to see how it plays out.
Shout out to the team there. I was looking at their notes. Those are pretty detailed.
Pretty extensive.
I know they do a pretty good job at getting those notes ready. And then number 4 coming from
drum roll.
PCI and PCM.
Oh, this man was a weepin'.
He was a weepin'. This 33-year-old, I put this in quotes because he looks a lot older than 33.
Right.
I'm guessing like 39.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go ahead and play it.
I know. What do you think would be happening if that was my kid?
I know what would happen.
What would be happening?
I'd probably die. I'll be honest, I'd probably die. I see a lot.
Okay, so did that ever come into your head too? You could get caught by an adult.
That's why I stopped it the first time. I was
was it just?
Oh, is he smoking a cigarette inside?
I think he was waiting to smoke.
I know you think I'm just a female, but if that really was my nephew.
So this was another catch where Shonda and Eric did a little bit of acting. Eric actually pretended to be a 14-year-old boy, and it was actually really funny to us just because, we're a viewer, so we know. I believe Shonda pretended to be
like just a friend or family
but she
friend.
Was like, Blank, what are you doing here?
Like, hey, what you doing over here?
You just getting some books? Where's your mom?
Right.
But they did such a fabulous job with this catch. This is Sean. He's 33 years old, as Cup said. He wanted to meet the 14-year-old boy at the library to do sexual acts in the bathroom of the library. He blames this on being desperate, and he said that, and this kind of threw me for a loop, he said that he has a disability that can be backed by the Irish records.
Okay.
I really have no idea what that means.
All right. Interesting.
But Shonda and Eric, they handled this catch so well. They were so calm with him. It was almost like a therapy session. He just opened right up. And you guys tell us, were the tears real? Were they fake? I actually believe for once that they were real.
What did he say? He said something. He said
something really
something
funny.
about like I trust the people in Muncie or something.
Yeah, you guys all see it in the beginning. He was like, yeah, like the little boy was saying that something didn't make sense to where he didn't believe when they were texting,
right? Like
that
I
it was
trust
real.
the people in Muncie.
And he was like, I thought that it was a little sketch, but I'm from Muncie and I trust the people of Muncie. It was
interesting.
Definitely interesting. But the police did arrive, so you guys go watch to see how it ended.
Played out. And then we got number 3 coming from none other than PvP, and I just got to say that he's becoming, I want to say, like the fan favorite.
Yes.
Like the people's choice.
Yeah, I'm worried that our show is becoming PNN PvP.
PNN PvP Expo.
Yeah. No, but it's well deserved. And he's a one-man show besides Irate, Decoy, Grimm's Decoy. But he goes out there, he does it alone, and people like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is Catch 155 Prince.
Prince is not a prince.
Not charming at all.
Right? You were just trying to have fun with the 14-year-old boy, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? You were trying to have... And then I said, do you have lube? You said... I said, I'm a virgin, so you'll have to teach me. And you said, yes, condom and lube. You want to grab those for me? Show me the condoms and the lube.
Hard to get away from that.
Mm-hmm. He's being so shy now.
And don't grab a weapon from in there.
In the text, he was such a man. What do you guys think he's going to bring?
Guess we'll find out.
I'm not the cops, dude. I can't arrest you.
Don't arrest me.
I can't arrest you, dude. I'm not the cops.
There it is.
There it is. Get off the up. I don't want no problems.
He got it.
There's your condoms.
So this is...
and there's the milkshake.
This is Prince. He is 50 years old. He has no job. He's on state disability. He wanted to, or he invited over a 14-year-old little boy to hang out and do things, aka have intercourse. Prince went as far as asking the decoy for pictures, so that's soliciting CP.
Mm-hmm.
And Prince confessed to the decoy that he has been with other little boys before. So I just want to say something that I am really noticing about PvP's catches is he goes there and he gets a full freaking confession.
Mm-hmm.
He
grills them on every little detail.
Every little detail. If they show intent, he'll literally lay it out. That way he can hand over this video and be like, here is everything. So Prince actually did something that we all love, and he called the cops on himself, which I freaking love. Yep. So go see that to watch how it plays out.
Yeah, shout out to PvP number 3. And number 2 coming from
dun, 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 dun.
Courtney Elizabeth.
Hey.
And I'm not going to lie, I thought this would come in at number 1. But it's well-deserved at number 2.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen this, please go over to her channel, watch the video, share the video. Let's get this guy's face out there more than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll play a little clip for you.
This guy was sick.
Saying
that? Do you not remember saying that?
Yeah, I mean, really none of my business.
I mean, what was, like, you wanted him to sniff his mom's dirty panties, like, you kept bringing that up.
Ew.
You said you'd sniff your mom's dirty panties. Like, you're saying that to a kid. Like, isn't that kind of...
I'm sorry. What? I need to hold on.
Reverse.
He said he wanted to sniff
his mom's undies.
That's absolutely just vile.
It's absolutely sniffing any undies. I mean, do your thing if you're over 18.
Sniff
but
your own undies. Like
that's just, it's so disgusting. And we'll play a little more. Or you want me to go into it?
I'll play a little more.
Inappropriate, and you should know better out of anyone for what you do for work. And you used to work in Columbia County too, right? So what's going on? Like, why was it so easy for you to just come here?
A deputy, you guys. This is a deputy
in the jail too.
Easy, but you're here. I mean, this is absolutely insane.
And again, that's just the fetish, I guess, taking over. Whatever.
The fetish taking over. So do you think it's okay to go to a kid's apartment while their mom is at work, to sniff the mom's panties and masturbate in her room while the 14-year-old just has to sit there?
Sick.
Like, do you see how that's inappropriate?
Absolutely inappropriate, not illegal.
Do you think it can mess up a kid?
That part pissed me off.
Same.
Like, he's a sheriff, so he knows the law, and he's like, okay, well, I can do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
It might not be morally wrong, but it's not illegal.
Well, clearly he's a dumbass, because texting a minor and talking like that and asking them to come meet up, that is illegal. So Not the greatest deputy, but yeah, he wanted to meet with a 13-year-old boy. I believe Chris was the decoy for this, which is really cool.
He played a live decoy too.
Yes, he did. So Travis is a husband, a father, and a sheriff's deputy at the county jail. He's definitely one of the sicker ones. He suggested that the decoy practices stuff with her mom or his mom's toys, steal his mom's toys, use them on himself, and then he asked the decoy to bring his mom's underwear so he could sniff them. Mm-hmm. So this guy is just so... And like you guys heard in that clip, he admitted to sniffing his own mom's underwear.
Right.
Like this guy is weird, and it's scary to know that he was enforcing and backing up law. I think that any case that he has been involved with needs to be investigated and reopened. I just think, I don't know exactly what he was doing at the jail, but I'm like, if there was he out on the road?
No, I think he was in the jail. He was actually a jail officer, but part of his duties was he was a Prison Rape Elimination Act specialist.
God.
Or compliance officer. So they would make sure that, that there's no prisoner rape in the jails. So
you guys, that actually scares me. That scares me a lot because I'm almost certain that he's probably done things to some of the inmates.
I mean, who knows at this point?
They're not going to speak up because he can say, "Oh, I'll get you more time." This is such a corrupt...
Well, not only, I think, if there is, a rape incident, he's, in charge of maybe, documenting it and following up and making sure that it doesn't happen again, but it's,
sniffing the inmate's panties, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to this guy to tell him that you were raped, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me.
I bet that this is a huge embarrassment for that
county
agency.
Yeah, 100%. It's a small town. Like we said, a lot of people know this guy.
Courtney said the population is 1,000. Mm-hmm. So, oh, man, this was a really bad one. And again, thank you, Courtney and Chris, for exposing this sicko.
Yeah, it's got to be intimidating when you're going to a catch. Well, we know it is, right? It's kind of you get your nerves going. But to know that you're going to confront a police officer, that's a whole nother level of craziness.
Right. Because say this went the opposite way where they did sweep it under the rug and then she goes and does other catches in this area
targeted.
And she's literally targeted because of
exposing him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that that is not the case and it's ending in a really great way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll keep on top of this story, of course. Share any updates that we get on the social medias. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I also wanted to say that she released all of the chat logs. Part of her membership, she releases the chat logs in a Google Drive so you can go and look through them, and they were really sick. So if you're interested in that, go join her membership, $4.99. You guys can read the chat logs for this. And then that leaves us to number 1. And that's going to none other than...
For the second week in a row.
PvP.
PNM PvP.
PNM PvP. Shout out to PvP.
This is Todd, and we talked about him, I think, last week or the week before for something that made me really, really pissed off. If you guys remember, I said that he admitted to having HIV.
Yeah, HIV positive.
Yep, and go ahead and just hit
this
play.
This is the one we said he's in his scrubs.
Yes.
He's a nurse.
Respiratory nurse.
I'm glad this happened because...
Were you going to the child, Todd? Todd, shut the f*** up. Were you going to the child?
No.
What do you think today was going to be, Todd?
I mean...
Todd. What is today? Were you going to the child, Todd?
Focus, Todd.
Todd, were you going to the child?
Yes.
You were going to the child today?
Yes.
Really quick, that's what I wanted. We were talking about PvP's kind of his tactics, how he gets, I wouldn't say aggressive, but he makes
puts his
them
foot down.
Yeah, he makes them answer the questions.
Right.
They try to skirt around it like a lot do. They don't want to face the music, right?
Right.
But PvP's yo, hold on, before we move forward, tell me yes or no. Were you going to do this?
Right. Todd, shut the fuck up and answer my question.
Right.
You're a sick.
Yes.
Yes.
You were going to the child today.
Okay.
Am I making you realize that or what? You didn't think about this? You asked about the cops over and over, dude.
Yes.
Focus, Todd.
Well,
Focus. Focus.
Yes.
Focus.
Yes.
You can the child today?
I said yes.
Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me.
Say it.
In your own words. What you were going to do with this kid today?
I was willingly meeting someone underage.
Did he what?
He still won't admit it like that.
He cannot spit out the words. He cannot spit out the words, but this was, I think, like a 2-hour long catch. And by the end, you could see the full picture. I do also want to say it's super rare that PvP, he will elevate his voice, but it doesn't actually like cross over to the level of pissing him off to an extensive rate. This guy really pissed him off.
Yeah,
like we
rightfully
saw,
so.
Right. We saw him reach a level of just, he finally, well, I don't want to ruin it, but this guy finally admits that he has an attractive to little kids. He has had that attractive for about 25 years. He's a respiratory nurse, and let's just give a little update on that.
Yeah, so as of April 7th, his nursing license was revoked.
Yes.
It was expired, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but he is no longer a nurse.
You guys.
And I don't know if that was the doings of someone in the chat or if it was PvP or whoever, but kudos because he shouldn't be in a position like that.
He got his license on April 6th, 2011, and he lost it on April 7th, 2022. So
a day after.
11 years, and this sicko, it was a year too long, but I'm happy that he's been exposed. No more nice apartment in San Diego. And, you know, some people are just really disgusting, despicable, trash human beings, but they are really, really good at putting on that front that they're a good law-abiding citizen. It's all a disguise, and this is a perfect example of that kind of person.
I mean, you don't go to the hospital or the doctors and think that your own doctor would be someone that would do this, you know, but unfortunately we see it time and time again where they are.
And it's a horrible thing to groom and take advantage of a young child. And then it's a couple points above that to be HIV fucking positive.
Right.
And do that exact same thing.
That's crazy.
I mean, you're literally.
I think that's also maybe like a law, like to transmit HIV.
Well, right. Not,
you know, knowingly.
Well, and I was reading some of the comments. Can you be HIV positive and be a nurse? You know, some people were saying, if you guys know that answer, definitely leave it in the comments. But either way, this guy was disgusting. And I really, really urge you guys to go watch this.
Yeah. Shout out to Irate PvP. You guys are killing it.
Oh, one more thing about this. PvP actually talked to him back in October on a decoy account, but he was too afraid to meet up. So just goes to show, if you ever get blocked on a decoy app or whatever, if they'll sick, they'll be back.
So shout out to PvP holding down the #1 spot. And our honorable mention today is going to a newer group that almost made the top 5.
Yes.
And that group is Predator Hunters Indianapolis. Let me pull this up here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, they were really, really close. They made it all the way until the final round of elimination. So hats off to them. And I really wanted them to be in the top 5 because, like we've told all of you guys, it's our goal to get all of the newer channels in the top 5 to bring more traction. So we really wanted to make this an honorable mention because so many people did love it, and they did a great job considering this is like their 3rd catch.
Right. Yeah, and this was live on Facebook, so They can't go live on YouTube yet for, you know, their whatever reason their YouTube's not letting them. But they are on Facebook, so we'll share their link for Facebook on our Facebook so you guys can go follow them.
And then they are premiering their Facebook catches over to YouTube.
If you're not on Facebook, you'll catch it on YouTube. We'll play a clip here.
You? No. Is that where you messaged her with? Yes. Could you go get your phone?
Maybe one of you guys go with
him. And could one of you go with him so that he's not deleting stuff and you guys will be able to see for yourself?
Or parents.
I know.
Look, I'm sorry. I know, like, I couldn't imagine what this is right now for you. I couldn't. I have a son that'll be 21, and I couldn't imagine what this is like for you right now. I know it's breaking your heart, and I didn't want to break your heart, but I would rather come here and give you a heads up to what's going on.
No, and I appreciate that. I just don't understand.
Than to let the police show up. We don't either. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
So great job to them. I also, something that I really liked is how heartfelt she was to the parents. It is every parent's worst nightmare finding out their child is a pedophile. And, you know, some catchers may be rude or blunt, but she's a mother herself. And there's something about a woman's touch that's a little, you know, we come at it in a different way.
More comforting.
A little more comforting. So she did great. Do you have anything to say?
Well, I was just going to say, this guy was absolutely just sick. He sent the decoy a picture of a dog's blank.
Ew.
And was saying that he was doing things with the horse and all this. It was just really foul.
And the decoy that Cup is talking about is the youngest decoy catcher. We are not plugging their channel yet because they don't have any uploads, but they are working behind the scenes. So thank you to them. If I did have one thing, because you guys know we're honest, if I did have one thing to say about this video, just I know that a majority of the audience will agree on, is give us the landscape.
The horizontal.
Yeah, I just, especially with a longer catch, it's nice being able to turn it and just prop it up. But maybe that's because of Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
But I personally just like having the full screen, not a bunch of fonts or anything, and having it, you know. But, you know, that's all on the back burner. The main thing is the exposure, and they killed it.
Yeah, they did a great job. And, so shout out to Predator Hunters Indiana on this one. Real sick dude there. And then we got a couple new channels we just wanted to highlight here. The first one is brand new for us. St. Louis Predator Catcher. They have 3 videos up. And we'll drop the link for you guys to go follow them. They got a couple good catches here for first couple. And I think that they're going to be doing a lot of good. And this is like the first catcher in that area too, Missouri.
So they're going to get probably a big amount of preds.
Yeah, and hopefully get some good, working with the police. Some good media coverage. So it's kind of new territory for the pred catching community. So I'm excited to see how it plays out.
I want to know what their I'm trying to think of what their name is. It
St. Louis.
Oh, I'm literally dumb.
It's okay.
St. Louis Predator Catcher. Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to them. We'll link them below. And then the other channel that's new.
But it's not super new. I do want to jump in.
Yeah. They've been around, but we haven't shared them on our channel officially. So we wanted to do that so you guys can go follow. It's Grim Decoys, and she's uploading a lot of her decoy calls that she's done for CC Unit and PvP.
Yeah.
And she's really good.
I just want to say there are no favorites in this community, but she is quickly going to the top of my chart. I love, and her videos I absolutely love. She does like the
graphics.
Title, the graphics, and then it'll have the word so you get to see everything. But she just does such a killer job, hence why she's working with PvP, CC Unit. A catcher will not just take on any person's chat logs. They will, I've talked with these catchers. They will extensively review them. They want to make sure there's no parts left out. They want to make sure that you followed all the rules right. and she's killing it. So if you are not subscribed to her, you need to be, and we will drop the link.
Yeah, and I also really like her thumbnails. I like the purple.
She said that she loves Halloween and like spooky times.
I can tell.
So that's like the theme of her channel, which is perfect because this is a spooky topic.
Spooky, yeah, it is. 100%.
So go support our decoys.
And then not to go back, but I did miss one little thing that I wanted to cover again really quick, and that is Webb's Catch 59. And this was the one that Webb actually got him to write his own confession on.
Rare.
Which is super rare. This was also in the top 5, didn't make the cut by barely. But the Crime Stoppers in North Carolina put out this post, and they said that it's a be on the lookout essentially because he drove off.
Oh, that's right. And I remember the police went after him. So the police were not able to detain him.
No, they issued an arrest warrant for him, though. So hopefully we'll get an update from Webb on this. But I just wanted to throw it out there so you guys can
if you're in that
share.
area.
Yeah, we have it on our Facebook, so you can also share. And then that pretty much wraps it up, you guys.
Wow, it was a long week. I'm excited for what's to come next week. I also do want to just say a little apology. I feel like I have not been super active in our Discord this week. I have been so overwhelmed with my personal work. I work a full-time job. We both do. So that's been taking up a lot of my time, but I love you guys. I appreciate everyone that makes our Discord so special, as well as our Facebook. And hats off to all you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Next time we talk, it'll be season 3.
And I think we'll hit 500 catches. I said we'll hit by episode 50.
Yes, you did. That's kind of unfair.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you have a great week, and we will see you April 24th.
Please drop those purple hearts.
We love you.
We love you.
Peace.
Bye.